Now it's time for my second ranking video of the day. In that we're going to be talking about Superman Doomsday, the death of Superman, and Reign of the Supermen. Um, Superman Doomsday, it seemed like had a lot more, or not really a lot more, but kind of more to it after um, after defeating Doomsday than um, than the title would imply. And the reason I decided to include this in a ranking with um, these other two is because on the back here it says the death of Superman, uh, inspired by the best-selling graphic novel of all time, DC Comics' The Death of Superman. This feature-length animated adventure boasts exciting action sequences that rival anything you've ever seen starring the Man of Steel. So, in a sense, Superman Doomsday and the death of Superman, kind of the same story, from different um, eras of Superman, I guess. I'm not sure when Superman Doomsday initially came out, but I want to say it was in the early 2000s, like in the zeros between maybe like '07 and '09, maybe thereabouts. Um, I'm not sure exactly, but yeah. Um, I'll rank these after I give a synopsis of them. Um, the death of Superman um, hinted towards this one at the end in a kind of a inter-credit and post-credit sequence type way. Um, and this one has, or these two, I should say, have more of the Justice League members. With Superman Doomsday here, it was just Superman himself, not the Justice League as well. But I think the design for Doomsday in this one is better than that one is. I think it looks cooler, or I think Doomsday looks cooler in Death of Superman than he did in Superman Doomsday. But um, I think this one came out when the New 52 DC universe was playing out in 2018. So obviously Superman's costume and an overall look is different between the two because one's New 52, one isn't. But I still thoroughly enjoyed both versions of the Death of Superman animated movie type feel that they have. I'm not sure if they're in the same continuity together, which probably not. But I know this is in continuity with the Death of Superman, so that's why I'm going to be including this one as kind of like a trilogy type ranking, but not really a trilogy. Definitely a duology. But in this one, these other four Superman type characters come about. Let's see. We get introduced to this one in live action in Lois and Superman, or Superman and Lois, the Arrowverse Superman show. I won't spoil too much about him if you haven't seen this or that. So Yeah, but I was familiar with this character more so after watching Superman and Lois than I was when I watched this the first time. Um, this one I believe is a 2019 release. But yeah, and then there's Cyborg Superman here, who I was familiar with from I want to say Lego Batman Beyond Gotham. And oh, it's textured. Nice. I just noticed these there's um, some of these are textured. And then this one with the visor here is kind of a hologram recharging the original Superman after he was dead by soaking up solar rays and feeding them into Clark's ship so that he could revitalize himself and come back. But let's see. Then this one here is a clone that Lex Luthor tried to make and hates being called Superboy. Even though that's kind of who he is, but yeah. And on the back, you can see Clark in his spaceship there. He has his solar suit like he did at the end of Superman Doomsday when he was trying to revitalize himself. So I think it would make sense for these two to be combined into one because they kind of act as two parts of a whole, kind of like Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2 did for Harry Potter. So yeah, let's go ahead and rank these now that I've talked about them. Let's see. I think in last place, I'm gonna put Superman Doomsday. Because it didn't have as much to do with Doomsday as this one did. In second place, I'm gonna put Reign of the Superman. And that's just because the death of Superman was my favorite of the three of them. And yeah, so that is this ranking video, and I'll check back in just a few minutes with my Men in Black ranking. Take care.